Hey, good morning. So another journal update for March 24th, and I'm kicking this off with the Entrepreneur of Impact. Again, I'm in this competition, so please go vote for me. It takes just a few seconds and it will really help me. So please vote. I put the link in the comments. So an update on the hunt for an investor. I sent out a whole ton of stuff, and while I don't have anybody in line just yet, I did get invited to a bunch of events, which is exciting. So I will be doing some public speaking, and I will say I'm a lot braver in the comfort of my home. So there's going to be a ton of practice leading up to this stuff. But if anybody's watching that has been part of those opportunities, thank you. And I'm stoked. So as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, I'm going to start dipping a little more into holistic theories to sort of soften some of the messages that are going to come later. But I'm going to touch on them as I go through some of these journal notes. And today I wanted to leave a little bit of a note on control and judgment. Now, everybody judges. When you meet somebody, you create a mental impression of them. But I think the judgment looks a lot different when it comes to these two polars. Over on this side, on the controlling side, people judge you based on just that, your capabilities to control. So when controlling people come in and judge, they will examine your capability to keep habits, your tendency to take in your recycling containers at the end of the week, your capability to sustain what they determine to be a normal life in the box of society that we live in today. Thus, controlling people actually tend to lift up other controlling people because it's like makes like, which means that over on the controlling side, it's like they have a club that nobody signed up for. On the emotional side, these people tend to judge others based on their values and morality. They tend to judge people based on your reaction to your environment, based on what happens in their head. The only difference is that most of society lies about that. The emotional side is where morality lives. Now that it's been culled out of the environment, anybody feel a mass drop in values lately? It's all the same thing. Now that it's mostly controlling people and all of the emotional people are gone, the coupledoms that you're seeing are a lot of controlling people with controlling people, which is basically like coupledoms where people are in constant competition with each other. It's desperate housewives land. And I think in most circumstances, they still try and seek out the feminine. Most of them cheat. And if they're not cheating on each other, they're basically teaming up and hunting them together. It's swingers, finding their unicorns. Now, every day I get a little bit more information about the mass amount of people that have been utilized as pawns to take me down. And honestly, I'm not even upset. I'm actually a little flattered. Like, you had to gather that many people and it didn't even work. I think that's kind of pathetic. It absolutely amazes me that you douche canoes think that you can talk about women like that and then think that one will want to touch you. You are the whole problem. The whole problem with all of society, it's you. And if you don't change, you are going to end up alone with a bottle and your mother. And that's all you will have. And I know exactly why you're so fucked up. You were raised by a controlling mother and an emotional father. Your mother was mean and manipulative, so she taught you to hate women. She taught you to hate the thing that you feed on. And conversely, you had an emotional father, so you have a low-level attraction to men. Sound familiar? To the women of my generation, so that's the second one down from the war. Our men are broken. Until they're healed, they're not safe. Go a generation down. They actually like women. and are dealing with packs of toxics themselves. What has happened with my ex in society, the crowdsourcing, the lies, the gossip, has happened before. It's a wave, and it's been going on for hundreds of years. In generations past, I would have run, likely to the forest, which makes sense. I feel a calling to it now. I would have run to the forest. He would have crowdsourced and packed, and you know what? They would have found me, and you know what they would have done? Burnt me at the fucking stake. Now, the divine feminines of the past didn't have social media. They also didn't have data. That's the change. Quantifying abuse will stop all of those behaviors from the ground up. Done. No more, never happening again. And for the first time in hundreds of years, my kind will survive this abuse. I will likely find another partner. I will likely breed more and create a generational line that's not scarred by toxic. So the second iteration of the Cocktails Crime and Crying conference call is tomorrow night at 5:30. Just come. Just please come. We can chat about basically anything. Like, I'm down. I can hit quantifying abuse. We can talk about the label. We can talk about generational trauma. We can just have cocktails and shoot shit. But if you're sitting around the table and you're watching all this stuff and you've been through some of the stuff that I've been through, just come. We need more community. We need to have a team too.